This is our final week, and today we're looking at what comes next: publishing and sharing your work. Up until now, much of your writing has been for practice, development, and building your skills. Now we're shifting focus slightly, thinking about how your writing can be seen, read, and experienced by others. This is the stage where you move beyond writing just for yourself. You start to think about who your reader might be, how your work comes across to others, and how you might share it more widely. For some of you, that might mean publishing. For others, it might simply mean sharing your work in a smaller, more informal way. There's no pressure to rush into anything. Sharing your work can feel like a big step, and it's completely fine to take that at your own pace. The key idea is this: writing doesn't have to stay private. This is where you begin to explore what it means to share your voice with others. Up until now, we've focused on developing your writing skills. You've spent time learning how to build ideas, develop characters, improve your style and tone, and structure your writing more effectively. Now we're taking the next step. We're looking at how to take that writing and prepare it for an audience. This means thinking a bit differently. Instead of writing just for yourself, you start to consider how clear your writing is to someone else, how it reads from a fresh perspective, and how it might be received by a reader. Preparing your work for an audience involves editing and refining your writing, making sure it's easy to read and understand, presenting it in a clear and professional way. It's about making your writing not just good, but ready to be shared. This doesn't mean your writing has to be perfect. It just means you're taking that extra step to present it in the best possible way. The key idea is this: you're moving from writing for yourself to writing with a reader in mind. Before you share or submit your writing, it's important to prepare it properly. This is your chance to make sure your work is the best it can be before anyone else reads it. This means taking the time to edit and polish your work, go back through your writing and improve it. Tighten sentences, strengthen word choice, and make sure everything flows well. Make sure it's clear and complete. Check that your ideas make sense and nothing important is missing. A reader should be able to follow your writing easily from beginning to end. Check for any mistakes. Look for spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors. Even small mistakes can distract the reader and affect how your work is perceived. At this stage, you're thinking about presentation as well as content. You want your writing to feel clear, professional, easy to read. Tip: it can help to read your work out loud, take a break and come back to it, or even ask someone else to read it. Fresh eyes often catch things you might miss. The key idea is this: taking a little extra time to prepare your work properly can make a big difference to how it's received. Presentation is really important. It's not just about what you write, it's also about how it looks on the page. Even strong, well-written work can be overlooked if it's not presented clearly. When someone reads your work, their first impression often comes from how it's presented. If it looks messy or difficult to read, they may lose interest before they even engage with the writing itself. That's why it's important to make sure your work is easy to read. Use clear spacing, sensible paragraph lengths, and readable text. Avoid long, dense blocks of writing that can feel overwhelming. Well formatted. Make sure your layout is clean and organized. Use consistent font size, spacing, and alignment so everything looks professional. Consistent in style. Keep things uniform throughout your document. For example, paragraph structure, dialogue formatting, use of punctuation. Consistency makes your writing feel more polished and easier to follow. Think of presentation as helping your reader focus on your writing, rather than being distracted by how it looks. A clear, well-presented piece allows your words to stand out. You don't need anything complicated or fancy. Simple, clean presentation is always best. The key idea is this: good presentation supports good writing. It helps your work be read, understood, and taken seriously. If you're submitting your work somewhere, it's really important to follow the guidelines carefully. These are the instructions given by whoever is receiving your work, and they're there for a reason. Submission guidelines might include things like word count. Make sure your work is within the required length. If it's too long or too short, it may not even be considered. Formatting requirements. This could include things like font type and size, line spacing, paragraph layout. Following these makes your work easier to read and review. File type. You might be asked to submit your work as a specific file, such as Word document PDF. Sending the wrong format can cause problems or delays. These details might seem small, but they matter. People reviewing submissions often receive a large number of entries. If your work doesn't follow the guidelines, it may be overlooked, returned unread, or seen as unprofessional. Taking the time to check and follow instructions shows attention to detail, respect for the process, professionalism as a writer. Tip: before submitting, it's a good idea to double-check all requirements. Read your work one final time. Make sure everything is exactly as requested. The key idea is this: following submission guidelines isn't just about rules. It helps ensure your work is taken seriously and given the best chance to be read. There are two main routes we're going to look at: traditional publishing, self-publishing. Each has its own advantages, depending on your goals. Traditional publishing usually involves sending your work to a publisher or a literary agent. They review your work and decide whether to accept it. If your work is accepted, the publisher then takes on much of the process for you. This can include editing, working with professional editors to improve and refine your writing; design, creating the book cover and formatting the inside of the book; distribution, getting your work into bookshops, online stores and other platforms. This route can be appealing because you have a team supporting you. You're not doing everything on your own. You're working with professionals who help shape and promote your work. However, traditional publishing can take time. The process of submitting your work, waiting for responses, going through revisions can be quite long, and there's no guarantee of acceptance. So while it offers structure, support, professional guidance, it also requires patience, persistence, and sometimes handling rejection. Many successful writers have faced rejection before being accepted. It's part of the process. The key idea is this: traditional publishing offers support and structure, but it's a longer journey that requires patience and persistence. Self-publishing means you publish your work independently. Instead of going through a publisher or agent, you take control of the entire process yourself. One of the biggest advantages of self-publishing is that you have full control over your work. This includes content. You decide exactly what goes into your book. Nothing is changed unless you choose to change it. Design. You choose the cover, layout, and overall look of your work. Timing. You decide when your work is published. There are no long waiting periods. This flexibility can be really appealing, especially if you want to move quickly or have a clear vision for your work. However, with that control comes responsibility. You are also responsible for editing, making sure your writing is polished and ready to be read; formatting, preparing your work so it looks professional and is easy to read; promotion, letting people know your work exists; marketing, sharing, and building an audience. Important point: in self-publishing, you are not just the writer, you're also managing the process. This might sound like a lot, but there are many tools and resources available to help, and you can always learn these skills, step by step. The key idea is this: self-publishing gives you full control and flexibility, but it also means taking responsibility for the entire process. There's no single right option when it comes to publishing. Different writers choose different paths, and what works for one person might not be right for someone else. It really depends on a few key things. Your goals. What do you want from your writing? Are you aiming for a traditional publishing deal, or do you simply want to share your work and get it out there? How much control you want? Do you want to make all the decisions yourself, or would you prefer support and guidance from a publisher? How quickly you want to publish. Traditional publishing can take time, while self-publishing allows you to move much more quickly. There are also other things you might consider. How involved you want to be in the process, whether you enjoy the business and marketing side, how comfortable you are learning new skills. Both routes can lead to success. There are many successful, traditionally published authors, and many successful self-published authors. You don't have to decide everything straight away. Some writers try one route first and explore others later. The key idea is this: choose the path that feels right for you. And remember, you can always adapt your approach as you grow. You don't have to publish a book to share your writing. In fact, there are lots of other ways to share your work, especially at a local level. There are many opportunities where you can share your writing in a more informal and supportive environment, such as readings. These can be small events where writers read their work aloud to an audience. It's a great way to build confidence and hear how your writing sounds. Writing groups. Joining a writing group allows you to share your work with others, get feedback, and learn from different perspectives. Workshops often involve guided writing sessions and feedback. They can help you improve your skills while connecting with other writers. Community events. Local libraries, community centers, or organizations sometimes run events where writers can share their work. These are often relaxed and welcoming environments. These opportunities are valuable because they allow you to share your work without pressure, receive constructive feedback, build confidence gradually, connect with other writers. If the idea of sharing your work feels a bit daunting, that's completely normal. Starting small, in a supportive environment, can make a big difference. The key idea is this: you don't have to wait to be published. There are many ways to start sharing your writing right now. Competitions and contests are another great way to share your work. They give you the opportunity to put your writing out there in a more structured way. Taking part in competitions can be really valuable. They can give you feedback. Some competitions provide comments or critiques from judges. This can help you see your work from a different perspective and identify areas to improve. Help build confidence. Submitting your work takes courage. Even entering a competition is a positive step, and it helps you become more comfortable sharing your writing. Provide recognition. If your work is shortlisted or wins, it can give you a sense of achievement and help build your writing profile. Competitions also give you a clear goal or deadline. Motivation to finish a piece of writing. A chance to challenge yourself. Even if you don't win, the process itself is valuable. It's important to remember that not being selected doesn't mean your writing isn't good. Competitions are often very competitive, and decisions can be subjective. The key idea is this: competitions aren't just about winning. They're about growing as a writer and gaining confidence in sharing your work. Sharing your writing is an important step in becoming a more confident and developed writer. It can feel like a big step, but it brings a lot of benefits. Sharing your writing helps you build confidence. The more you share your work, the more comfortable it becomes. What might feel daunting at first gradually becomes easier over time. Improve through feedback. Other people can offer fresh perspectives on your writing. They might notice things you've missed, or suggest ways to make your work stronger. Connect with other writers. Sharing your work helps you become part of a writing community. You can learn from others, exchange ideas, and support each other. Writing doesn't have to be a completely solitary activity. By sharing your work, you open yourself up to new ideas, gain different viewpoints, continue learning and improving. It's normal to feel nervous about sharing your writing. You don't have to share everything straight away. You can start small and build up gradually. The key idea is this: sharing your writing isn't just about being read, it's about growing, learning, and becoming more confident as a writer. One of the most important things to take away from this course is continuing to write after it ends. What really helps you improve as a writer isn't just what you've learned here, it's what you do next. To keep developing your skills, it helps to set realistic goals. You don't need to write huge amounts every day. Small, achievable goals are much more effective. For example, writing for 10 to 15 minutes a day, completing a short piece each week. This makes writing feel manageable rather than overwhelming. Build a regular writing habit. Try to write consistently, even if it's only a little at a time. Writing regularly helps build confidence, improve your skills, keep your ideas flowing, make time for writing. Life can get busy, so it's important to set aside time deliberately. This might be a specific time each day, a few sessions each week, or whenever you know you can focus. The key is consistency. Writing a small amount regularly is far more effective than writing a lot once in a while. There will be times when you don't feel motivated, and that's normal. What matters is building a habit, so you keep going even on those days. The key idea is this: writing isn't just something you do on a course, it's something you continue to build over time. Motivation can come and go. Some days you'll feel inspired and full of ideas, and other days you won't feel like writing at all. That's completely normal. The key thing to understand is that if you rely only on motivation, your writing will be inconsistent. Instead, it's better to build habits that keep you going regardless of how you feel. Write regularly. Make writing part of your routine. Even a small amount, done consistently, helps you keep moving forward. Keep going even on difficult days. There will be times when writing feels hard, or your ideas don't flow easily. On those days, just aim to do something, even a few sentences. That's often enough to maintain momentum. Focus on small progress. You don't need to achieve something big every time you write. Small steps add up over time. A paragraph today, a page tomorrow, it all builds. Writers who improve aren't always the most motivated. They're the ones who keep going, even when it's difficult. It's okay to have off days. What matters is that you come back to your writing and keep moving forward. The key idea is this: don't wait to feel motivated. Build habits that keep you writing anyway. Everyone's writing journey is different. There isn't one fixed path or timeline that you have to follow. Some people may write regularly and progress quickly. Others may take more time and develop gradually. Some might publish early. Others may spend years writing before sharing their work. And all of these approaches are completely valid. It's easy to compare yourself to others and feel like you should be further ahead. But writing isn't a race. Everyone has different experiences, ideas, goals, levels of confidence. What matters most is that you keep developing your skills. That means continuing to write, learning from your work, trying new things, improving over time. It's also important to enjoy the process. If you focus only on outcomes, like publishing or recognition, it can take the enjoyment out of writing. But if you enjoy the act of writing itself, you're much more likely to keep going. There's no pressure to reach a certain point by a certain time. You're allowed to grow at your own pace. Your writing journey is your own, and what matters most is that you keep going and enjoy the process along the way. Let's recap what we've covered today. Prepare your work carefully. Take the time to edit, refine, and present your writing clearly. This helps ensure your work is ready to be read and taken seriously. Explore publishing options. There are different paths available, such as traditional publishing and self-publishing. Each has its own advantages, so it's about finding what works best for you. Share your writing when you're ready. You don't have to rush into sharing your work. Start when you feel comfortable, whether that's with a small group, a workshop, or a wider audience. Keep writing and improving. The most important thing is to continue developing your skills. The more you write, the more confident and capable you'll become. All of these steps help you move forward as a writer, from creating your work to sharing it and continuing to grow. Final thoughts. Writing doesn't end here. This course is just the beginning. Over the past weeks, you've developed new skills, new ideas, and more confidence in your writing. You've learned how to structure your work, develop characters and ideas, improve your style and clarity. But writing is something that continues to grow over time. The more you write, the more you discover your voice, build your confidence, improve your ability. There's always something new to learn and explore. Now it's about continuing that journey. Keep writing. Try new ideas, challenge yourself, build on what you've learned. You don't need to have everything figured out. Progress happens step by step. The key idea is this: this course has given you the foundation. What you do next is where your writing really begins. Thank you for participating in this 12-week creative writing course. I truly hope it has helped you grow in confidence, develop your skills, and discover your own unique writing voice. Writing is a journey, and completing a full course like this is an achievement in itself. Whether you continue writing for personal enjoyment, future study, or with the dream of becoming a published author, I hope you leave this course feeling inspired to keep creating. If you would like to learn more about publishing your work, I have also written a book called How to Publish Your First Book on Amazon. In this book, I explore the differences between traditional publishing and self-publishing, explain the advantages and challenges of both routes, and guide you step by step through the self-publishing process. It is designed to give beginners the knowledge and confidence to publish their own work professionally, if self-publishing is the path they choose to follow. Thank you once again for being part of this course, and I wish you every success with your future writing journey. Keep writing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in your stories.